Not all shots are equal. We know this from common sense and from models like expected goals. Indeed, as people such as Ted Knutson have pointed out, the inequality of shots is why some models such as PDO are deeply flawed. Michael Cayley has shown that while the percentage chance of a goal being scored from a shot 25 metres from goal is around 5%, the chance of a goal being scored from a shot 5 metres from goal is around 10 times that, 50%. With that in mind, and the caveat that the season is a mere 2 games old and the sample size is very, very small, let's look a bit at shots. Firstly, let's actually look at goals. Of those teams who have scored, and 5 haven't, between 75 and 100% of those goals have come from inside the box. If we now look at teams' total shots versus shots on target, we can see that Arsenal and Southampton have taken the most shots with wildly different success rates, and that the most accurate shooters are Huddersfield Town, the only side hitting plus 50%, and Liverpool. Swansea have yet to hit the target at all. We can also see that teams take most of their shots inside the box. Indeed, only Chelsea and Brighton have had fewer than 50% of their shots inside the box. This makes sense, as referring to Cayley's work using Opta-powered data, a shot in box has at worst a 10% chance of converting to a goal, and at best rises to around 60%. For the maths geeks, the graph of Cayley's work shows that the likelihood of a goal being scored as shot distance from goal increases aligns to an exponential decay model. This means, in short, that small early increases in distance from goal have greater effects in terms of likelihood of not scoring, while at greater distances, outside the box onwards for example, the differences are barely noticeable. Looking at the 13 teams who have had 5 or more shots on target inside the box, Newcastle United have the lowest shot conversion rate, 0, because they haven't scored. But of those teams who have scored, it's West Ham with just over 10%. Leicester City have 41.7% and Huddersfield 40%, which are ridiculous and totally unsustainable, but this is due to the small sample size. It does, however, illustrate that even the worst sides, Newcastle aside as non-scorers, have a decent shot conversion rate in the box as opposed to outside. In fact, only 3 teams have scored goals from outside the box this season, and they've only scored 1 each: Chelsea, Manchester United and Watford. If we look at the teams who have taken 10 or more shots out of the box, you can see a good spread of on-target percentage, but irrespective of that, very few goals. The average percentage of shots on target in the box is 35% for all 20 teams, while outside of the box, again for all teams, that only drops to 26.5%. A 10% roughly drop does not explain why only 3 goals have been scored from outside the box compared to 50 from inside the box so far that season. That is explained, as we've suggested above, by the fact that shots from outside the box are just not that likely to go in, even if they are on target. Just ask Liverpool. This is interesting in and of itself, as it poses the question of why players persist in striking from outside the box despite the small likelihood of scoring. It is also part of the background evidence for why models such as expected goals, rather than pure shot models like PDO, make more sense. But we'll return to that another day.